We're going to breeze over the face paint because today we're talking about the £1.5 billion injection that the arts is getting, and hopefully some of that money will trickle down into the theatre industry, which has been one of the hardest hit industries throughout COVID. Theatre companies are going out of business. Historic institutions are at risk of being completely wiped off the cultural map in the UK. I've got some people I know in the theatre business and we're going to chat to them today. I'm going to go wash this off.
So I'm Becca. I work at Hackney Empire. I'm the producer there and I work in programming as well. So I sort out what shows we put on.
I'm a theatre maker and an arts educator. So I direct performances and I also go around Germany and teach at companies or schools.
My name is Beth Johnston and I am an actor, a writer, voiceover artist, and I own a small theatre company called Cold Dinner Theatre.
Can I ask you to give an overview of kind of what's going on at the moment and the grant that's just been given?
Firstly, when we went into lockdown, a lot of people that work in theatre are self-employed, and there are a small amount of people that are employed by buildings. After a short period of time, which was a little bit nerve-wracking, the government put in place the schemes for the furlough and for the self-employed. But the problem is that the buildings themselves couldn't stay functioning because there was no support for them. If they're not running at 70% capacity, they're losing money.
What did you think about the £1.5 billion injection?
Oh, it's a little bit late, because they've not said how they're going to distribute this money. Oh, it's a lovely sum of money, great, but I need to wait and see where they're going to put it first before I can sort of get excited about it.
It's weird because you don't know where that's going to go and how it's going to be split. I imagine because it's been so bad for such a long time that it will actually take quite a long time to filter that back through and try and undo some of the damage that's been done.
So like Hackney Empire, Battersea Arts Centre, the Roundhouse, everything's on a shoestring and we're constantly trying to catch up to be like, hi, we need help too, but by then it's sort of too late.
But these are places that if they disappeared off the face of like the London cultural scene, everyone would be like, what? How can that be? I think they just assume that like the Hackney Empire, you would assume has loads of money in like underground vaults and you have like bars of gold.
And like big theatres like the National, 40% of people who work at the National has been made redundant, and that's the National Theatre.
So if it's hitting the big theatres, then the little ones that probably non-theatre goers don't even know exist, they're just going to be wiped off the face of the cultural map.
Yeah, like you walk past the building and you think, that's lovely, it's so grand, it's huge, and you go in and it's like everything's painted with like gold and everything, but we don't own that. And also you sort of forget like a building that big and grand is so expensive to run. Hackney Empire have recently done like a crowdfunder.
Is crowdfunding going to become a new norm for theatre companies?
I think so. It doesn't mean we're stopping people from donating to other things. We're keeping people's jobs going, so it's just different.
You can't get away from the live experiential event as like a necessity, but there's definitely been a crossover with the digital and the live because we haven't been able to have that.
It's kind of become another medium, if you like. It's kind of the same as watching Glastonbury live. It's a much bigger experience than watching it in my living room.
On a Thursday, National Theatre put up a show and you can donate and enjoy the show from your own home. So that's done really well and sort of tempted you into wanting to go back to the theatre.
To receive funding from something would benefit not only us as the company owners, but then we can give the people that we work with the money they deserve.
It's going to take a lot to go back to where we were, but on the other hand, maybe it's good because maybe where we were wasn't great, and it's always good to kind of start again and look at it from fresh eyes, and I think that's what we're doing now.
The best thing that people can do right now is if they've got any tickets to shows that have been postponed or cancelled, offer to the company or the theatre for them to keep your ticket money. Refunding tickets is what is destroying theatres.
As you can see, the makeup is refusing to come off my face, and I'm now under the suspicion that I was born to be a mime. I might put it to Harry, Aaron and Nick that we do a few weeks of mime vlogging. But it was very nice today to speak to people within the theatre industry and learn how that £1.5 billion is going to help keep jobs, keep theatre production companies afloat, and hopefully keep us all entertained when the show does go on again. Thank you for watching today. Tune back in tomorrow when hopefully I will not have this face paint on. Don't you dare. Just leave me alone.